I want to introduce you to another new brand I've been testing out for the past several months. This is the VALR Sling by Fara Feather. This is a new company started by long-standing gear designers at YKK Design Studios. So far they have a messenger and a sling bag, each in 2 sizes and several color options. I've really been liking the sling so far, so I'll start out by showing you this bag and then follow up with the messenger at a later date. The founders have been doing this a while. They started a backpack company in the mid-90s and have been running an independent bag design studio out of Bozeman, Montana since 2008. The ship date for these bags is unfortunately still a few months away as they're currently in the Kickstarter mode. However, I wanted to show you this bag right now because I think they're coming up with some promising designs. The bag I have here is called the VALR, V-A-L-R, in the 4-liter size. This has a wide profile but a slimmer design, magnetic closure lid, and it manages to have a lot of great interior organizational pockets without being too bulky. I like the materials they chose for the VALR. The main outside fabric here is a sturdy nylon with a carbonate polyurethane coating. It feels slightly rubberized, similar to TPU. However, it's not nearly as thick. This gives you the benefit of waterproof coating while also being more flexible and soft. The fabric on the bottom where you're setting the bag down is quite a bit thicker. It has a hard, sturdy panel running from the bottom around to the back, and padding on pretty much every side. I love the zippers on this pack. They're a high quality number 8 YKK with this fun little feather design on the front pocket. Their main pocket, it's similar style, but larger, just flat, easy to pull, zipper pull. The branding I think is fairly low key, a little Fara feather here on the front. It's gonna be the same color as the bag. Doesn't really stand out too much. And then this is kind of cool, nice little feather pattern over here on the side. Looking at the external organization, there's no pockets on the outside of this pack except for the ones that are located underneath the magnetic flap. This means it's not going to be easy for somebody to open a pocket without you noticing. The magnetic closure works fabulously. There's 3 magnets in here, meaning this thing lays flat. It's easy to open. The edge of this flap lines up nicely with the seam on the front of the bag. Underneath this flap are going to be 2 zippered pockets. There's a smaller front pocket and then a larger main pocket that has a lot of further interior organization. This front pocket is smaller for quick access gears. This front panel right down here, it's slimmer, but it has a little bit of its own volume. This thing's large enough for cords, cables, phones, stuff like that. And I do like that both these pockets have double zippers, meaning it's just a lot easier to open and close. This larger main pocket is going to be most of the volume on this sling. And again, one of the things that I really like about this is that when it's empty, this thing keeps a nice slim profile, doesn't pop out. However, when you pack it out, these sides will pop out and this thing can get pretty big to accommodate almost anything that you want to put in here. Just to show you what I'm talking about, I just took everything out of the sling, so it's empty right now. And you can see it's holding its shape well. This thing has a lot of good padding and basically keeps its same shape and structure even when it's empty. I also really like what they did with the internal organization. Really good use of magnet pockets, several more zippers, and more organization. A little hard to show you, but this is the front pocket, this little magnetic one here, and then this zipper pocket. It's about how big it is with padding and this fuzzy lining. All right, I just flipped the bag inside out because I wanted you to see these pockets a little bit more clearly, and just imagine this is the inside of the bag, just in the outside. So this is the back pocket. It's a little bit bigger magnet pocket. You can see that magnet opening there. And cool thing about these pockets is the sides of these magnets have this stretchy fabric here on the sides and on the bottom. So when they're empty, it's going to lay completely flat. However, you can really just stack a ton of gear in these pockets. It's going to pop out and expand, hold pretty much anything you want to put in there. And then this other zippered pocket here, you can see there's 3 stretchy dividers in here. I use those for a battery pack and earbuds. And the side of this pocket also has this kind of, it's not stretchy, but it's kind of a fabric gusset over here on the side. So kind of the same thing as this other one. When these 2 pockets are empty, they just lay completely flat, but stuff this thing full of gear, stuff this one full of gear, and they completely expand and pop out to hold whatever you put in here. So I think this is a really cool design because this thing has so much structure that when it's empty, it's just gonna sit here and look fine, gonna have a nice slim profile from the side. But pack this gear out, the main part of the bag can expand to hold all your gear, as well as all the pockets on the inside are gonna expand out. It's gonna give you a lot of versatility in how you store your gear. If you're filling these pockets pretty full, these are gonna expand to take up almost the entire interior volume. However, if you don't use them, or if you just have some smaller, thinner gear in here, these are gonna kind of stay closer to the edges of the bag, and you're gonna have a lot more space just right here in the middle. As far as protection goes, this thing has padding pretty much all over the bag, and they did a great job here, I think, while providing good padding protection on all sides for your gear, but without making this thing too heavy or bulky. It doesn't have dividers, but you certainly could use this as a camera bag. It has enough protection for that. I've been using it primarily for the DJI pocket sling camera here, and it's worked great for that. The main structure is this thicker foam pad that runs around from the bottom up to the top. It's firm but flexible. It's not rigid, but it's a pretty firm foam panel that's gonna give you good bottom and back protection, and also firm enough to give the bag good structure. The rest of the bag is also padded. There's a piece of padding here on the front panel, and pretty much all of these pockets and dividers, there is a fuzzy lining here. There's a foam pad between this divider. This magnet sleeve has a kind of a thin, harder protective case there, and same thing, every single pocket and divider in here has its own protection. As far as the carry system, just a basic sling, strap, pad on one side. The back has some decent padding. I mean, this is a sling bag because it's really small, so you don't need like a big padding here to make it comfortable, but this offers you some good air ventilation and padding, especially from the stuff, pokey things inside the bag. The shoulder strap is the only part of the bag that I had a slight issue with. The padding here is thinner, but this is a small sling, so I don't think it really needs to be that thick. And the strap is really easy to adjust with this little buckle. Because you generally wear slings over your shoulder, the padding is going to be offset, so it's going to be on one end of the strap or another, and it's permanently attached, sewn into the bag, so it's not going to slide back and forth. The two ends of the straps pop off, so you can switch the padding around to whatever end of the bag you want it on, depending on which shoulder you carry the sling. So it's not super quick or super easy, so it's not something you're going to want to switch it back and forth. It's not like a quick release or anything. You kind of just pick the side of the bag that you want to carry on, lock it on there, and you're good to go. They sell these straps in two lengths. This is the regular size, and I actually have it on the longest setting right now. This is where I generally carry it anyway. However, I don't really have an option to make this longer, carry it down lower, or if I wanted to switch it up, carry it over my shoulder or something, I can't make this strap any longer. I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing. However, for me, it's kind of hard to know how I want to carry this sling. Different designs carry differently. Sometimes you want to carry them on your front or back, and without having this strap in advance, it's kind of hard to know which size or length is going to work best for you. Another minor issue is because the padding is permanently attached on one side or the other, you can't really switch this bag up. You can't switch shoulders or carry methods. For example, right now I have it on my front, padding is over here on my shoulder, but I can't really just flip the bag around and start carrying it on my back because now the padding is down here and my shoulder just has the webbing. But other than that, I thought this bag carried very well, very comfortable. The padding is a good bonus. This thing, nice and wide profile, sits really flush and well on either your front or your back. In summary, a great new product by a new brand, Fara Feather. I'm impressed by the quality and some of these fun design details. For example, great use of this magnetic closure. This thing works fabulously, easy to open, while also being really sturdy. And some of these nice touches like the labeling and these fun little feather-shaped zipper pulls. I think they did a great job offering a high level of padding and protection for electronics. There's a ton of organization in here. I like that these things all expand to accommodate pretty much anything that you want to store in this bag. Kind of my only minor con with this bag is the carry strap. This regular size is right on the edge of being long enough for me. I do like that they offer this in multiple carry options, carry lengths. It gives you some versatility. However, you're not going to necessarily know right off the bat which length of strap to go for until you have a chance to try it out. I wish this bag was available right now. Unfortunately, it's still in Kickstarter mode. These guys have been making backpacks and bags for decades, so I have a high degree in confidence that this is gonna be pulled off without a hitch. And they have some great early bird specials on their Kickstarter right now. I'll put a link in the description below if you wanna check that out. So I hope you enjoyed this review on the Fara Feather VALR Sling. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. And again, thanks for watching.